Welcome back to Intables, everyone. So again, going over my daily plan on exactly how I plan on playing into the SPY. Again, we are anticipating Jerome Powell coming in this Wednesday. Fed Bullard mentioning today that markets are possibly underpricing what could be a more aggressive FOMC coming in. Again, he mentioned that today. So our question is, will we continue on lower on this pullback that Fed Bullard had mentioned? As you guys can see, we came down. We did test our prior doji candle level here. We did bounce just above it. So our question is, will we drop down below our indecisive point that we had prior? Will we start to curl down here on our 20 and potentially possibly continue on lower if Jerome Powell comes out very hawkish on Wednesday? I'm going to go over exactly what we're looking for here. Now, before I jump into this, you guys can do me a huge favor, smash that like button if you find this video useful at all. Hit subscribe if you want to see my daily plan on exactly how I plan on playing into the market every single day. We go over candle structure, overall strength levels, and any key indicators that we need to be focused on. And again, if you are a day trader or you are looking for very volatile breakouts that we mention every single day in the Instables, and again, we mention any breakout that is worth looking at throughout the day, go to instables.com in the description below, and you will never miss a breakout alert today again. So jumping into the daily chart with you guys here on the SPY, as you guys can see, getting a gap down after possible increases in COVID lockdowns in China, and Fed Bullard mentioning today about a possible more aggressive FOMC to come in December. That is not exactly what we want to hear. Again, we have been getting anticipation of a possible Fed pivot from, again, Nick Timiraos mentioning a possible Fed pivot at this point in time. And so our question has been, will we continue on with that anticipation? And with Fed Bullard coming out today mentioning that we could have a possible more aggressive FOMC to come. Again, Fed Bullard doesn't necessarily get to say exactly what will happen, but again, leading into Jerome Powell, we will have anticipation of possibly Jerome Powell mentioning the same thing. So again, we did have a pullback on that anticipation leading into Powell. We'll see exactly what he does mention on Wednesday. So looking at our overall strength here is what we will be looking at. Again, we did mention our white shaded line coming in. Again, this is our follow through on a white shaded line that we did have previously on white shaded lines, getting that continuation on that decrease in buy pressure. And as you guys can see, we were looking to see if we can increase in buy pressure, break above our previous buy pressure points. However, we did get that continuation on that cool down here. So now our question from here is if we are going to get that overreaction with our EMA lines crossing down here, with our 12 crossing below our 26, that will be an overreaction correctionary phase that we do hold, and we will possibly look for a continuation from. If we do not hold and we do have our EMA lines crossed down below the median order MACD, then we will have a continuation on that sell-off, and we will potentially hit newer lows on the year. We'll see exactly what happens if Powell mentions, again, there is no Fed pivot to come on Wednesday, which again is not very likely. He has been very data dependent. That has been his answer for almost most things. And with jobs reports coming out this week, we have jobs reports coming out Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I'm sure he's more likely to mention that we are more data dependent than not. And again, with that decrease in CPI that we did get, that could be that possible continuation on higher on that possible data to come if we get that continuation on decreases in CPI. As you guys can see here on the RSI, we are pointing down after, again, COVID possible lockdowns in China, and Fed Bullard mentioning what he did today, having a pullback here. We are not overbought, so we still do have room to run to the upside. However, we are not pointing up at this point in time. So now we are looking to see if we can get into higher highs here with the RSI to show us that we are possibly going to jump in overbought territory once again. Again, leading into this Wednesday with Jerome Powell speaking, we'll see exactly what he mentions. But after Fed Bullard mentioned what he did today, I definitely would be cautious leading into Powell. I do not want him to be very hawkish, because if he does, we can have a major sell-off possibly and take a lot of this anticipation that we have been getting from, again, Nick Timiraos mentioning that possible Fed pivot about a month ago. So leading into tomorrow at this point in time, as you guys can see, we did sit on a gap down and we are leading with momentum to the downside. However, we have Jerome Powell speaking on Wednesday, so the markets may be indecisive going into tomorrow. Maybe we have a possible doji candle coming out. Again, typically on these indecisive days that we have leading into major data, we do have typical indecisive moves like doji candles coming out. So again, we will see exactly what happens with Powell speaking. And our last indicator that we have been tracking, again, it has been the dollar. As you guys can see on the DXY, we are having a bounce here. We are, again, sitting on a gap down. We had a bounce today. So again, we are looking to see if we will get that bearish momentum to the downside, possibly get that rejection here on our 20, curling over as we are still below our 50. We are looking for that bearish candle setup, bouncing off of our 20 to the downside and have that possible continuation on that gap down. However, if we do gap back up jump above our 20, then we could have that possible strength here in the dollar. And the last thing that we want to see is the dollar bouncing back for any type of bullish move. If we do get a bullish move, possibly jump back above our 20 and our 20 starts to curl back over, then we will get weakness in the market. So again, just making sure we're keeping an eye on that as we are leading into Powell on Wednesday. So again, we will see exactly what happens, but again, just keeping you guys updated. Again, Fed Bullard did mention that there is a potential with possible more aggressive FOMCs to come with Fed rate hikes again in December. So we'll see if that is true, if Powell agrees with that on Wednesday, and where exactly markets take us from there. If Powell disagrees and he mentions something about possible decreases in inflation from CPI, and that is what he decides to mention on Wednesday, then that could be a possible major move to the upside. So we'll see exactly what happens again with this anticipation, looking to see if we will ultimately get, again, that strength and that proof of concept on the upper end of our channel that we have been getting rejections from. Again, I've been mentioning this almost every single video. As you guys can see, getting multiple rejections on the upper end of our channel. Now looking to see if we will get that possible rejection on the upper end of our channel. Once again, we'll see exactly what happens. Again, letting the play come to us here, letting that proof of concept come in is going to be very key as far as that continuation to the upside. Powell will be speaking at 1:30 p.m. Eastern time on Wednesday. We'll see exactly what he has to mention. Now, again, with that said, if you are a day trader, if you are looking for very volatile breakouts, we mentioned every single day in the Instabills room. If you guys did see DBGI, for example, today, breaking out above last week's high at 660, breaking out all the way to $9.39 on the day. An amazing breakout. That is the breakout that we had of the day today in the Instabills room. Go to instabills.com in the description below. And only for $15 a month, you guys will never miss a breakout alert today again. And all of you Instabills that come over and support the channel every single day, I appreciate you guys. Again, just taking with the market gives us a pullback today on China's data today. I hate it when they come out with data like that and it just like ruins potential is the worst thing. But honestly, very nice breakouts today, even with the speculative moves that we had today. Very nice breakouts as usual. Again, we will continue to go at it and take with the market gives us, guys. And again, if you guys do like this video, it does help the channel grow, and I do appreciate it very much. And again, God bless you all, and I'll see you guys in pre-market.